Hi guys, I wanted to come to you today with a life update, a channel update, just an update of all the nonsense going on. I've been trying to shoot the last 2 weeks an update and somehow I managed to screw it up. So if you actually see this one, you know that it went relatively well. I did get my tooth fixed. I was able to get in like 4 days early to get the root canal done. It took him 2 hours to get the root canal done because it was like up and over and all squiv. It was crazy. So then I went the next week to get my cap put on at the dentist, and I got there, they took the temporary off, was trying to put the cap on, and it didn't fit. So I had to go through another hour and a half of them trying to redo it and get it to where that they could get the, pull my gum up and get like, you know, set it to get the pictures for the tooth. So, because the tooth would have too much space, and like if I ate chicken, I'd have, you know, snacks every once in a while. And then the back, I was shredding floss. So he's like, we're going to send it back in, whatever. So then I went this week. I finally got my crown put on. And so when I got ready to leave, he goes, I just want to warn you. And I'm like, oh crap. But the tooth that's underneath it had already had a large filling in it from when I was a kid, because it was the only one left in my mouth that had a silver filling, and I didn't understand why. And he said that it's like 10 pages thick, the sliver of the tooth that's still left in there after the root canal and after everything. And he said that don't eat hard candy, don't eat popcorn, don't eat ice on this side of my mouth, because you could break that tooth off. And I was like, oh dear Lord. And I'm like, is it gonna last at least a year? And he's like, I'm hoping it will last 5 to 10 years. So I said, what happens after that? He says, you'll have to have an implant. I have never had an implant. I don't know what that was. He says, they'll knock you out. I'm like, great. So that automatically set me off, because I'm the only one here. If my parents was still alive, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But I'm the type of person who automatically starts planning, and if it's just me, they won't release you to, you can't drive home, and they won't release you to a cab driver, which I wouldn't want to if I was loonier than sin. Well, I'm already loonier than sin, but out of my mind. So my friends are like, we're here, and I'm just a very independent person. That's how my mother taught me to be. And you do it on your own. If you can't, you know, and that's why it kills me to have to ask for help on anything. And so that's where we stand with the tooth. So the tooth looks really good. I'm happy with it. It was funny because I started getting real bad anxiety. My blood pressure was up because I was taking all the ibuprofen. My tooth was just on my last nerve, and my doctor said, you know, it's probably just that. And then when I was in there in the waiting room, there was a lady that was telling everybody all her diseases. You all know I have OCD, the germ kind. And he's like, yeah, she's probably setting you off too. It was 160 something. He told me to start taking it 160 over something, I don't know what it was. And it was, he's like, that is way high, because that's like over 30 points higher than it had been. And he says that it was worrying me. And then when he found out about the tooth, and he said, okay, maybe let's watch it a while. So he told me to get a blood pressure machine. And I told my boss, and she's like, why on earth did he tell you to do that? And you'll understand in just a second. So I'm not the most patient person in the world, and so the first 3 times I took my blood pressure, like the cuff was like really tight up here, it was like a bell down here, and the blood pressure was just off the charts, and I was like, what in God's name is going on? Because it was cutting off right here. Well, I finally figured out that the first 3 or 4 times I took my blood pressure, I had it upside down. It's a wonder it even read anything, because the tube was going up instead of down. Yeah, I didn't read the instructions. So finally I got it to go the other way. My blood pressure was up. I could tell my temper was a little off. Little things that I was doing was setting me off. I don't get mad at people. I get mad at myself for stupid stuff. And when the whole month my tooth was messed up, I didn't realize, but at work I needed help with my job because I couldn't function to my full potential. And then it got to the end of the month and I was like, I got really anxious, and we were having some changes in my job, and we thought that's what it was. And one day it was, my anxiety was bad. The next day it was okay. The next day I was going to the dentist and it was set off again. And then the rest of the week it was gone. Well, we finally figured out that it was because it was in a month and I was trying to, I realized that I had not done well. And so once I got to start on the new section, then I was like going and on fire because I felt so much better. And I didn't realize a little bitty tooth could screw up your world, but apparently it can in more ways than one. The next thing was, I have 20 minutes to do this. The next thing was my car. I had I didn't have it for over 2 weeks. And I don't know if you remember the story, but I had left work one morning and it was my day that we leave early, and I stopped at a stoplight and it wouldn't take off. And I finally jumped on the highway. Don't know why. You would think, because every time I stopped I couldn't get it going. So I was like, there's no way in God's name I'm going to get it all the way across town to where I had to get it to go. Because there's like 40 stoplights in between there. So I just jumped on the highway. Come to find out, I had a truck for a week, which I loved, and then I had another, that was with the rental company, then they got a dealership car, which was a top of the line Edge, which I have an Edge. Mine is the bottom of the line Edge. They gave me a tricked out one. I couldn't drive the freaking thing. I mean, it had so many gadgets and stuff, and that's where it was. I don't know if you saw a video where I said I couldn't figure out. I almost drove off the road when I was going to the dentist. I got that car right before I went to the dentist to get my root canal done. I could hear something breathing in my car, and I was like, is somebody asleep in this car with me? And I'm turning around looking. Finally figured out it was the freaking seats. I had turned everything off, and the only thing left on was the seat warmer. It was the seat warmer. It was leather seats and everything. I had never heard a car do that. So I was like, okay, fine. But that car, it was so tricked out, I couldn't even drive. I was like, here, take the car back. Give me my car that has no bells and whistles, and maybe I can drive the thing. So what had happened was there's something in the car, in the transmission, that looks like a ring, and it has teeth on it. And apparently some of those teeth had broke off and had flown apart in the transmission and slung to the back of the transmission and tore the back end of the transmission up. And I said, is this a normal thing? And he goes, this is an anomaly. We never see this. And I'm like, well, that fits the Brenda pattern, because that's me. If it's going to be something that's off the wall, it's going to happen to me. And I said, well, did I do it? Because I didn't want to do it again. And he's like, well, were you going 70 and threw it in park? And I was like, no. And he says, and he asked me some other question, and you threw it in park. And I was like, no. And he's like, yeah, I didn't think you did. And he's like, he goes, we think there's probably like an air bubble in manufacturing, and somehow it broke. It was like weak because of that air bubble in there. He goes, we're going to chalk it up to manufacturing because he goes, I know you're not out there destroying cars, because this guy I know, his name is Bob, and he's worked with me on several cars and stuff, and he knows I don't go out. The car is a 15 and it has less than 10,000 miles on it. So he knows I take care of my cars, and anything goes bizarre on one of them, I immediately call him and ask him. So he knew I wasn't tearing my car up. So it took me 2 weeks to get that back. So finally, I think everything in that area got calmed down for now until the next thing goes haywire, which could happen at any moment. So then my blood pressure got really high because of my teeth, because of the car, and because cleaning out this, or not cleaning out the house, but cleaning all of this stuff out to bring these videos to you so that I will have an inventory of what I have, drove it up even worse, because it upset me really bad to see what I have. And I have a Sassy Girl Aroma video here that is out freaking outrageous. I am trying to get rid of it. I've already been working on it this week, trying to get rid of it. You've already seen some of the videos. You will see the lotion video. It's outrageous. Some of those I'm going to give away to women's shelters, but I'm going to show you what I have. I have to find a women's shelter. I don't know where one is. I'll have to ask around and find out first. If I will probably give some to friends. I don't know. There's some that I've been going through. I'm going to try to shoot a, I'm going to do my makeup today. I'm going to do my skincare today. The makeup is going to be split up into eyes and then the rest of my makeup. And then there's going to be skincare. There's going to be the Sassy Girl aroma and my lotions. I'm going to try to get those shot today. Today's Sunday. Yesterday it was so gray and gloomy that there was no way I could shoot a video around here. I have not left the house. They said it was supposed to be like icy yesterday. I don't think it really happened. I don't know. I didn't listen to the news. It was kind of wet outside. It was less than 20 degrees here, so the potential was. I got all my groceries and everything in on Friday. When I got my haircut, I heard the radio and I was like, okay, change of plans. We're going to go get groceries and we're done for the weekend. And so Saturday I did not go out. I did not spend any money, and it's noon on Sunday and I'm still here at the house. And so it's about to drive me nuts. I've been reading books. I've been going through stuff trying to figure out, you know, what I need to get through. Just going through all of this stuff and trying to get it organized so that I will know when to use it and all of this stuff. Or the next best thing to use next. So, there's going to be quite a few videos. I still have some left from last week that I've shot in the last couple of weeks. So if you see this shirt again, it's because, you'll know by the hairdo that it's changed, because it was 7 weeks since I got my hair cut the last time. So, the hairdo should be pretty different. I don't know. I mean, it's the same style, but shorter version. So that's where I'm at. I think I'm a little calmer. I don't seem very calm. After I pulled this Sassy Girl aroma crap out, I was like, dear God. There's still wax in there. I am still going to do like the random vendor wax. I'm going to try to get them all in a little, try to get them in one video instead of doing like 5 little bitty videos that are 2 minutes long. That wears me out. I am going to do a Better Homes and Garden and a sensational one, but I have to find them all. You will not believe where I have found all this frickin' wax at in my house. So it's a little trying on the nerves right now, but it's getting better. My empties in wax is good this month. The makeup, I'm still trying to work on it. I'm not trying to waste stuff, but I am at the bottom of a lot of stuff. So this month may be a good month, and next month may not be a good month at all. At work, I am going through, like, I went through a lip gloss, then I started on a lip pencil and a lipstick, and that's what I put on while when it wears off, I eat or something, I put it right back on. That's in my purse. I've got 2 things in there. I'm working through it. There's a lipstick I have on my dresser when I go to work. There's stuff that I have by my chair in the living room when I watch TV or YouTube or whatever. So I'm trying to go through things like that. But I have books. I will have to go through this house and find all the books. Again, I actually went Friday and bought a book because I was looking for this book. It's from one of my favorite authors. His name is A.J. Jacobs. He is hilarious. And it's about a family tree. He did Living a Year of Religion, I think, was his first book that I read by him. And then one year he was going to read all the encyclopedias. I mean, he is hilarious. So now he is doing, somehow he got a email from somebody that said that they were his cousin, and now he's going to try to put on this big family reunion, and it is freaking hilarious. So it will definitely be in my favorites this month. So I wanted that book, and I actually went to Barnes & Noble, and I saw it was going to be a hardback, and I thought this is going to be expensive, and it was 50% off and an extra 10% off because I'm a Barnes & Noble member, and so I got it for like 12 bucks, and I was like, yes. So he is one of them that I will keep his books. I love his books. I will reread them. They are funny. Anything that's funny, I will reread. So I will go through the books. I just have to find them all. And a bunch of them are over here. There's 3 still under this. There's some on this shelf over here, this table over here, and there's a bunch in my room. So I will bring you that as well. But as far as everything else, I'm wore out with just all this. I can't wait until I get the last video shot of the inventory so that I can put it away and just start using it and not have to drag it out and, you know, whatever. I do feel better about the stuff that I am using up. It's going relatively well. I mean, it's just the first of the year, so there's not that many little marks across things right now, but I know that's going to change through the year. I don't expect everything to be marked off, because that's just not going to happen. But like some of these bags of Sassy Girl Aroma on this, I used to cut them in little chunks, and now I'm putting the big chunk in there so that I can put it in my dining room or my kitchen so that it'll come all the way around. If it's something for my bedroom, I still will cut it up in little chunks because it will blow me out of the bedroom and I can't sleep. So I will cough all night. But if it's something I can put in my kitchen, that's how I'm going to do it. And it's been working so far. It hasn't been really that strong. So I know I can identify it when it comes to the living room, but I don't, it's not like I'm choking and coughing and stuff like that. So and some of this stuff is some of the stuff that I bought at the beginning of my wax adventure. And an adventure it has been. So I just wanted to let you all know what's going on, what's coming up, and I'm still going to try to put wax in between makeup and stuff like that. If I have enough wax that I need to go and organize the rest of the wax. So there may be more beauty stuff this week. Next week you may get more wax stuff. So if you like one versus the other, stick with me because you'll get both of them. And I still love wax. I still love makeup. There's so many things that I love. I'm trying to learn about right now, and I'm going too many directions. So, but I wanted to let you know this is at 17 minutes. So I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to start shooting the other inventory videos. And I will make a list of the inventories. I will write them down. And someone suggested to me, will you show us your checklist and what you've marked off at the end of every month? And yes, I will do that. I will try to do a video of that just by itself every month because I think that'll be fun. I'm not going to go back through every video every month, so don't worry. I may do it at the 6th month if I see that a lot of stuff has gone down. If I have to drag all this crap back out, trust me, it ain't gonna happen. If the books, if I only read like 3 or 4 books, I will tell you, I will show you the books I've read and keep going. Stuff like that. I'm not gonna drag this out every month because the blood pressure will be up. And at the end of the year, I definitely will go back and redo it again. I'm not going to mess with the candles right now. That may be next year's project. I don't know where the candles stand at this point. They're the least of my problems. Because these wax, they're in little things like this. They need to be taken care of, so that's what I'm doing. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, please do. I would love to have you here. And you know there's going to be a lot of nonsense before this is all over with. So, I hope you all are enjoying this series. And I will see you guys in my next video. Have a good day. Bye.